boom, dude. My hair, bro. My hair is on fucking, like, notice for being absolutely AIDS driven today, dude. I can't, dude, my fucking hair, bro. Let's go with the comb over, bro. I'm on that Trump grind, I guess, bro. I got some wackadoodle ass hair, dude. Wackadoodle hair. I am losing it. It's driven today, dude. It is absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable hair. I have unacceptable hair. But today, I have done a lot with the political community lately. I have watched Ben Shapiro's worst video ever made. Him talking about Batman. Ben Shapiro should delete his channel. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Until you have actual understanding of what makes a good movie, Ben Shapiro, you should stop making YouTube videos. Sorry, buddy. But we're going to get into some stuff. We're going to go in a little different direction here. We're going to go in a little bit of a... We're going back to some normal stuff today. I know, I'm a monster. You wanted more politics. My bad, bro. My bad. I can't do it every night, dude. I don't need a gajillion people watching me talk about Brett Cooper every single night. So I decided to take a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a oopsie, and move away from the drama. And I am going to react to this guy's first, he watched Berserk. I watched Berserk. My first anime, by the way. IDK, what the F is wrong with me? That is a very long title, Nick Crossarion. But we're going to see his thoughts on Berserk. Now we know mine. I haven't watched Berserk 1997, but I know the Golden Age arc is the greatest thing ever put to media. You might disagree. When I took that slow sip of water and made all of you super wet, you might be sitting there and then drying up instantly saying, whoa, King Jiffy, it's not the best. Well, I disagree. But we're going to see what he has to say about it. I am interested. I want to know. I might have some critiques. Again, I haven't seen the 1997 one. I've only seen the Golden Age arc, but it's great. But way to start with Berserk. Wow.
Hello, my name is Nick.
All my niggas ballin' like Curry, yeah, bitch.
And I got done watching
Bro, that intro was fire, bro. That intro was fire. That was hilarious.
Berserk, the 1997 adaptation 2 days ago, I think. It was yesterday, then I think I finished it. No. I'm wrong. It was yesterday morning. All right, yeah, yesterday morning. So yeah, I had just finished watching it, and
Hey!
it's crazy. First of all, I'm gonna say this. You're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck?" This is my first anime.
What? Oh, hell no! Oh, dude, he has it in the title of his video. Hello, None. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Gooner session. We are absolute Gooners over here. But talking about Gooners, way to start with an anime. Now, like most people start when they're in like elementary school. They're like watching Dragon Ball Z, getting their Dragon Balls off, if you know what I mean. That's where everybody mostly starts. I mean, that's where I started, bro. That's where I started, where I used to goon into a sock and stuff. This is pre-gooning into a sock, but still. And then I went to, like, I remember I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, which some people argue isn't an anime or whatever. I don't know, dude. How am I supposed to know what counts and what doesn't count? I count it as an anime. It's good. Avatar: The Last Airbender, goated. Then I watched a little bit of Pokemon. I watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was fire, but that's when I started, and then I stopped for a long time. And it wasn't after, like, my brother-in-law watching One Piece while he was staying over at our house that I was like, oh, dude, One Piece is kind of fire. And then I went down a rabbit hole and found out Berserk is my favorite. Like, I love One Piece. I love One Piece to death, dude. But Berserk, the Golden Age arc, is peak. Now, I haven't seen 1997, but we'll see. But starting with this content, crazy.
Yes, the first anime I've ever watched. And you want to know my reason for watching it? Not because I really had any real interest in it or I was told about it. It was just because I saw posters of it. I saw like tapestries and shit like that, things that I think would look cool, like for decorations. I was like, this looks pretty cool, But I didn't want to buy it. I didn't want to buy that stuff. And then someone asked me, "Oh, you like this show? What is your favorite part?" I'm like, I don't even watch anime. They're gonna look at me like, you fucking fake, So
Dude, that it honestly bothers me when you see somebody wearing like a t-shirt that's like a band or some crap. It happens all the time where you see somebody with like a shirt and they're like, oh yeah, it's cool. Or like, dude, you know what really made me mad? The Bass Pro Shop grind, where you had a bunch of fucking TikTok people wearing Bass Pro Shop shit. It's like, you don't fish, bro. You probably would like cry if you had to hold a fishing pole, but now all of a sudden I'm supposed to believe you're a fisherman because you got a Bass Pro Shop hat? Get the fuck out of here, you goddamn poser. I mean, wear whatever you want to wear. It's a free country. It's like those people who wear Carhartt, but if you had to pick up a hammer, they would probably cry.
I decided to start watching it just cause, have an idea of what it is. It could be cool. I went in blind. You could probably already tell where I'm going with this. Yeah, I went in blind. I was having a good time. I just figured it was just gonna be a slasher, like sword fights, ding ding ding, all that, action, cool fucking.
I thought it was gonna be the same thing. I know where he's going. I thought it was gonna be just I literally just thought it was going to be dark fantasy, Dark Souls type stuff, because everybody's like, oh, Berserk and Dark Souls and Berserk, they make out and have babies, they have butt sex babies. And I was like, oh cool, dude, this is gonna be fire. We're gonna get in there, I'm gonna see some butt sex baby dragons or whatever, and I'm gonna leave it. And then I watch it, I'm like, bruh, what? No, fuck you, Griffith. And I literally just can't, dude. I couldn't. I was broken. I was a sad boy. Nothing could have made me as upset as what made me in that situation.
Quotes and all that stuff. And it is. Over halfway through though, I started talking to my friend. He watches anime and stuff like that. I talked to him about it. Oh yeah, I'm watching my first anime. He's like, oh, what you watching? Oh yeah, I'm watching Berserk. This nigga said, that's kind of a crazy starter, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And then basically, I don't remember exactly what he said. Basically, he says, this is one of the darkest animes you can watch. And yeah, I looked it up. It is considered like at least top 5 darkest animes you can watch.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
By the way, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back a second. I did not like ReZero the first time I tried to watch it. I know this is a tangent. This is where my nerd's coming out, and this is why I watch the anime stuff, because I don't know how to fit it into videos. I don't know how to fit this shit in the videos. I don't know how to milk the content right. I don't know how to juice it out of my body into the algorithm, because I feel like I'm competing with like a bunch of people who are way more structured. And I like my little, I do video game reviews every Friday niche. I like that. And I was like, dude, I should start reacting to this shit on stream. And I recently did watch this whole anime. And dear God, the first like 10 episodes, this guy's the most insufferable prick you've ever seen. I wanted him dead and like gone. I wanted the show to just end. I stopped watching the shit because I found him to be an annoying little bitch, a little bitch boy. Bro was waiting to get into a dress and then just be like butt fucked for all of eternity in a castle as somebody's little whipping boy. Dude was fucking insufferable. But then I watched a little more because I had nothing else to watch. I'm like, I'll give it another shot. It passed it. It peaked. It hit peak. It ends up being phenomenal. ReZero ends up being phenomenal, but you have to get through some cum dumping sludge to get there. No joke.
Animes you can watch. All right. I didn't know that. I'm like, well, I'm not seeing nothing bad so far. I mean, there were some scenes here and there. I'm like, okay, whoa, it's kind of crazy. But it wasn't nothing crazy, like too crazy. You know what I mean? Until, that last 3-4 episodes. Yeah. First of all, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not here to fucking do a deep dive into like the characters, the meaning.
Dude, pain. He felt pain. He ran his dick over a cheese grater and then sat watching the aftermath. That's what happened.
This, da. I'm just talking about my experience. I'm not doing all that research. And first, I also want to say this. I'm glad that my experience is kind of similar to everyone else's. After seeing what I saw in the ending, you know what I'm talking about? After seeing that,
What he's saying is after he watched Griffith unconsensually clap the cheeks of Guts' love interest of one of the greatest female characters ever put in anime, and she's broken into an absolute shell of a human. You mean that part? When Guts has to cut off his own arm and try to save her after she gets just fully manhandled and destroyed by a demon bat goblin of a ex-person? Oh yeah, that part? Big rough. Big rough.
Felt at first I was kind of like, oh, what the fuck did I just watch? And it was, but also kind of whatever. But then, you know, I was in the gym one morning hitting the bench presses. It was still in my mind. I just was like, well, ain't no fucking way, right? Well, ain't no, because it's a tough thing to digest, you know. I saw, like, I know y'all see like this video of like that one dad, he'd be reacting to like animes and stuff like that. I saw clips of it. I never seen the actual video, so I don't know how long ago it was. I don't know if it was a recent video or it was a video from like a while ago. But like his reaction, he was like, Griffith, may his name be forgotten. And I'm like, real shit, this dude Griffith is diabolical. Like, I'm saying this now. This dude Griffith makes Homelander from The Boys. He makes him look redeemable. Like, that's how bad this dude is. Like, the shit he does. All right, fuck this. I'm gonna get into spoilers, okay? You know, so goodbye if you don't want to see any spoilers. You know, but yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, dude, that's painful, dude. It's fucking painful. It's so hard to watch. I don't think anybody got through Berserk and wasn't just destroyed. This destroys you. It breaks you down to your absolute being. All you are left with is like blood, bags, and semen. And like some people get hungry by that, right? And want to be like, num num num, blood bags and semen. That's so tasty, tasty treats. But like, for me, I just feel bad for this dude. Like, he should have started with something like One Piece, where it's like friendship, exploration, doing the shit. I watched a bunch of anime that was like normal anime, and then I watched Berserk and I was like, woo! And it broke me, dude. My penis hasn't been straight ever since, dude. It curves to the right, and then it curved to the left, and then now it just kind of droops, and sometimes it gets hard.
So, I'm only talking about the ending. This dude Griffith sacrificed his entire clan, his entire army to demons. Like, let them get eaten by demons, like, brutally. Like, they were screaming. Like, bro, I don't know where they were. They were in some type of hell dimension. They were screaming. They were all that, like, characters you grew attached to, dead. Like, just killed in the most brutal way. It was just like, what? And then, you know, of course, the part that...
Well, what do I mean by what? What do I mean by the what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Watch Berserk and you'll understand. It's we're talking about some real shit. We're on some real shit over here. We're on some real shit. Talking about blood bags and semen. What you talking about? Bushy juice and cataract in your left eye? We don't worry about that. Forget about it.
That's just fucking stained in my brain that I like. It's not as bad now, but it's just like, wow. You know, of course, what he did to Casca, you know.
Casca, no! She was such a beautiful woman. She was a beautiful, beautiful queen. We's gonna pull my face down. I'd like to pull my face down on her. You were a sweet girl. You had so much life to give. And then Griffith butt fucked the shit out of it, all your life out of you. Big sad day. We're all big sad about it. I mean, what else can you be other than that's no bueno, not good, painful to watch.
Forced himself on her, like, and forced Guts to watch. And it was just like, whoa. Bro, that is...
Bro, Guts was like, no, 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 don't. This is bad.
That is just so fucking, like, who thought of this? I'm pretty sure, like, the actual, like, creator of the show, I'm pretty sure he passed away, like, in 2021. I think I looked that up. He passed away in 2021. Rest his soul. But goddamn, bro, your imagination.
So I'm gonna hit you with some nerd knowledge just real quick. I'm actually gonna say something of fucking substance. A substance with King Jiffy Coats. Sometimes he knows stuff. Anyways, so actually the creator of Berserk didn't want to put that scene in the manga. He thought it was too rough, too exploitative. I have AIDS. Too exploitative, thought it was going to be too much for audiences to handle, but he decided to keep it in because he thought it was more impactful. And I think that it is. It is one time where the grotesqueness and the over-the-top horrid nature of all of it combines into a greater narrative that then explains everything moving forward, or everything previously up to that point. Like, I'm reading through the manga right now, which is crazy to me because fucking reading? I'm illiterate like an idiot. But I'm seeing, like, Guts go through this pain and stuff while he's, like, shoving it down. I don't care about anything. I'm a big, edgy boy. But really, he cares. He cares, but he knows that at any point, anybody near him is subjected to the horrors that he was subjected to because of the brand on his neck. And everything leads to this moment. And it just creates this broader, beautiful thing. And honestly, to anybody out there who's interested in Berserk, watch the Golden Age arc or the 1997 anime. Go and then read the manga because I think you get better context from it, and I'm excited to eventually get to the Golden Age arc to see the differences, to see the Lubin Juve from what's going on, dude. Because I mean, I'm sure that there's some deep impacts that happen that aren't impacted in the actual anime, and I want to see where those wheels get greased.
I couldn't even like that. You gotta go like, you gotta just think, what is the most disgusting, devious, like terrible, menacing thing you can do to a person? This nigga forced himself onto Guts's woman right in front of him, like forced him to cut off his own arm to try and get to him, to try and get to her, to save her, still getting held down by other demons, forcing him to watch. It's just like, I just can't believe it. That's all I can think of right now. I'm just here to give you my experience and how, like, what the fuck. Again, I'm not a big anime person. This is literally the first anime I ever watched. This is literally the first one I ever watched. You're probably looking at me so crazy.
Dude, this poor guy, dude. After I got done with Berserk, all I wanted was more Berserk. And he's gonna make the mistake and watch the 2016 anime and want to just crawl into a hole, dude. And it's not even a fun type of hole. It's not like the slip, sloppy, happy hole from between a woman's legs. No. He wants to crawl into a sad, sad box and just sit there in the darkness while he thinks of the shitty CG animation in the 2016 anime. It's just so bad. It's the worst. If I would have made it, it wouldn't have been that bad. You know, it's just like, made by stupid people, low intelligence. You know, it was just garbage. It was so bad. And it sucks, dude. It sucks because, like, you want more Berserk, but there's nothing else that really scratches that itch. To this day, since watching Berserk like a year ago, I have yet to find anything that scratches that itch. And it hurts, dude. It's a pain deep inside my butthole.
Right now, like, you are insane. I didn't know that it was like it was this dark, you know? I didn't know it was going to take such a turn like this, okay? But overall, I still enjoyed it, okay? Like, I wish they had like another, you know, season or whatever, but like showing like the Black Swordsman and all that stuff, because I know about all that, and that shit seems like badass and stuff like that. But no, I think you have to actually read the manga for that. Maybe one day I'll do it, maybe, but I'm not much of a reader.
That's what I said, bro. That's what I said. That's a good smile. I don't know. It's like that's a good place to. Yeah, that's a perfect pause, bro. Look how charming this guy is. Look how good. He's a good-looking guy. Look at this fucking guy. Look how good looking this fucking guy is. You doing it, brother. You doing it, man. Anyways, well, I said the same thing, dude. I'm not gonna watch. I'm just waiting for an anime or something. I'm gonna wait, and then I'll find something else to hold me over till that. Nothing, dude. I'm like, I got that itch, bro. I got the itch, bro. I need it, bro. I need it, bro. It hurt, bro. It hurt so bad because I wanted so much. I want more Berserk, but there's nothing that will scratch that itch. People told me to watch like this and that, and like, and nothing works, dude. Nothing hits that spot. I mean, like, I was told ReZero, and ReZero is such an insufferable character for the first long bit. It ends up getting good. I will say that it ends up getting really good, but nothing really hits that Berserk itch. There's nothing that builds that world like Berserk in such a dark, meaningful way that you're just left empty. The same way you were left at the end of the Berserk Golden Age arc. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. We deserve better. We deserve better. As fans of Berserk, we deserve better. And I had to pick up the manga because I needed it. And I'm so glad I did because the art in that bitch is fucking beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
You know, I like watching stuff, but who knows? But yeah, other animes I'm gonna be watching already. Excuse me. I'm already planning on I already kind of started actually watching Vinland Saga on Netflix because I heard that's pretty good. You know, my friend, he told me yeah, that's probably a better starter anime. You should have started with that. I'm like, yo. Another one I'm also planning on watching is Hajime
Ippo is amazing. If this guy watches my video on it, if you like Hajime Ippo, you need to watch Megalobox. Megalobox is fucking good. At least the first season of Megalobox is really fire. It was one of the better animes that I suggest to people who aren't really into anime but they like boxing and shit. Megalobox season 1 is so fucking good. Now season 2 kind of drags on. I haven't finished it because season 2 drags on a little bit, but Megalobox season 1 is so fucking fire.
Ippo, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Hajime, maybe. I don't know, but it's the boxing one because I like boxing. Look at this, that wall right there. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. I think boxing is just a cool sport. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole mentality of it is cool and stuff. So I'm like, hey, there could be some badass moments in there, inspirational shit. Just cool stuff, heartfelt stuff. So I just want to check it out. But that's about it. Yeah. I thought Berserk was just gonna be a cool, sword fights, badass moments and stuff like that, and that's it. And it was that, but it was also very scarring and
emotional damage. That's what he's trying to say, bro. Emotional damage. That's what happens. This is the only time that meme isn't annoying is because of the fucking pain you're put through in Berserk. And I left the comment saying he needs to watch Megalobox because if he likes boxing, I think Megalobox would be way more up his alley. Because Ippo's kind of old and you have to get over anime tropes to get into it. I wouldn't suggest that to people because it's kind of older. It is good, but I don't know. There's a lot of old anime type shit in it, and it's something that it's I wouldn't instantly sign somebody up to say, oh, you should watch fucking One Piece right out of the box, dude. One Piece, I don't know why I started with that shit was long as fuck to get through, and I'm not all the way through because they haven't dubbed it all the way through, and I'm waiting for the dub because they're working on a whole ass different arc that I've already seen, so I'm just waiting for them to goddamn finish Eggman arc and dub. It's taking forever. It's annoying. The dub on One Piece is the slowest sludge fest of all time. I'm on a tangent. My bad.
Just I can't. You had to see for yourself. But spoilers are over. By the way, I did not say that. Yeah, that's about it. Who knows? Maybe I'll be doing the anime reviews or whatever. But probably not because I'm not a fucking anime enthusiast. So who am I to say anything? But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey. If you like my take, sub if you're new, or watch the video, see if that's what you want to do. Griffith. May his name be forgotten. Real shit though. That nigga is what the fuck. He's the evil.
It's so crazy people defend Griffith. How do you wake up in the morning and Griffith wasn't that bad of a guy. He had it rough. Griffith could be a good guy. No. Bad opinion. Objectively bad. Go find a hole, dig it, and then go to sleep in it. Just sleep outside in the dirt from now on. You do not deserve a home. You do not deserve a happy life. You deserve to just be sad. You deserve to be a sad person if you defend Griffith.
Evilest person I know in fiction now, I think. Actually. No exaggeration. Anyways, peace out, love y'all. Later. I'm about to eat my Chick-fil-A right here. You know what I'm saying?
Chick-fil-A is fire. Chick-fil-A is really fire. I don't even know what this guy's channel is mainly about. What does he mainly do? Let's see. Let's see what he mainly does. She's alive. What's his biggest video? Oh, he used to do skits. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Well, I thought the Berserk video was good. I really liked his input. I mean, it's one of those things that when I saw first anime ever being Berserk, that is just a wild place to start. It's just such a wild, painful existence of a first anime, especially when a lot of anime, like, it's, hey, we did the thing, we're cool guys, look at us fucking going being friends and shit. But Berserk's like, oh, look at us be cool guys being friends and shit. Everyone dies. Like, dude, it's enough to make your nipples invert. Like, if I was running, right, and I sometimes get chafed nipples when I run. It's just something that happens. I don't run a lot anymore because I'm a morbidly obese man, but when I did run and I was in shape, I used to get some nipple chafage, right? So I'd put like tape over them or try to wear softer shirts. I don't think I'd have to do that now. All I have to do is listen to the last episode of the Golden Age arc, or the last 3 episodes of the Golden Age arc on repeat, and my nipples would never get chafed. They would just stay inverted, and I think that could be the benefit of it. But I mean, I don't have a doctor telling me. I don't have a doctor out there saying, "Hey, man, your nipple chafing can be cured only while listening to Berserk." This isn't medical advice or anything, but it's something that it could be looked into. It really could be looked into. All right, our next video, guys. What we're gonna get into next is the future of Berserk, obviously, because if I'm gonna watch somebody's intro to Berserk, I gotta see what the future of it is, because. Is there a future? Is there a future to Berserk? Are we living in a sad, sad land of nothingness? Are we living in big sad world of cry land of no more Berserk? Is this what we're going into? Is this like your grandma who's dead? Those are the questions that need to be answered. Why did I bring up your dead grandma? Because I thought it'd be funny. And if you didn't like it, okay.
What will come first? The heat death?
Me, I will come first. I will come. I will come.
Of the universe, or the ending to Berserk? I'll tell you something that will come first. Another chance to get something from Manta Sleep.
Shut up! Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that transition, bro? Fuck your Manta Sleep, dog. I cussed so early in the video. I'm like 12 minutes in. Dude, this isn't gonna get monetized. I might as well just pound sand right up my penis hole, dude. What have I done?
After all the stress of the holidays, it can be hard to get a good night's sleep. But Manta Sleep came to me with this amazing mask, and I literally sleep like a baby. It's got these adjustable eye cups, and if you position it just right, it's amazing. You can roll over, face up, face side, face down.
Oh, let's go, dude. That face down, ass up. Face down, ass up. Face down, ass up. We're gonna get it in the butt. We're gonna get it in the butt. Face down, ass up.
And there's no discomfort all throughout the night. I've also tried out their cool eye cups, which is really great, especially if you have a headache or your sinuses.
If you're interested in doing shit, go to his description. I'm sure there's a code or something. I'm not watching it though. Manta Sleep exists. This guy does a thing with the code, and he's got sponsored. Yay! I probably won't get those because I'm a degenerate.
Well, that was a quick year, and a largely uneventful one for Berserk. I say largely because right at the end there we got a back-to-back release and colour pages for what will amount to most of volume 43 now. The latest release puts us at page 106 for that volume, just over halfway. That leads me to believe that volume 43 is due for some time. Oh wow, no, yeah, it really is. That leads me to believe that volume 43 is due for some time early 2026 for Japan, and will come out for Dark Horse around the same time of 2027. For the US and the West, we're finally getting volume 42 in a few months. To jump straight into an idea I brought up last year, I originally thought they might be saving Berserk releases for the tail end of each financial quarter, and predicted there would only be 4 releases in 2024. I ended up being wrong about it being each quarter, an idea I had because I thought Hakusensha may have been staggering the releases to make their financial quarters look evenly higher than that which it would have been. I suppose there is also room to consider if the financial quarter has already met their expectations, they may not decide to go through with a release until a less proportionally successful quarter runs most of its course, if you see what I mean. I was also wrong in the amount of releases though. Somehow my pessimistic guess of 4 releases has been beaten and we've only gotten 3. but let's keep it going. I've even drafted up my own hiatus chart. So, 2022, we got 7 releases. I don't think we'll ever see that amount again. 2023, we got 4 releases. And now, 2024, we got 3 releases. 2025, you know what? I reckon the trend will follow, and next year we will get a total of 2 releases. I'm sorry guys. I think the first of these 2 will release really soon, as it's already confirmed to be done. I think they
So I have a feeling too that they're milking this for all it's worth after his death, because one, I think it's taking them longer to make the manga. I do think it's probably taking them longer because the creative designer and the artist the guy who's making the manga, he's gone, bro. He's zip zap out of here. He's left the land of the living. Rest in peace, my boy. But he's gone. So now they have other people working on it, and so it's probably obviously it's gonna take them longer to make it because they're stringing together like notes and shit like a Lovecraft novel. So it's probably taking longer. On top of that, they're probably going to try to milk this ending for all it's worth. They know it's coming to an end. They know how it's going to end. They know how to get there. It's just about milking it on that milking table, getting it above and just stroke. Pull all you can out of it that you can before. And I mean, more people are going to be watching, obviously, because they want to see this guy's work finished. And it's one of the most influential mangas / any like IPs ever. I mean, it's not maybe the most selling, but it's definitely one of the most influential. So they're gonna milk this shit for every goddamn cent, and whatever it has left, we have to do it.
May hold this one back until February. Well, I guess if you say it 3 times in a row, it really might just come true. Berserk episode 379 is coming out on Valentine's Day. This news is literally a few hours old. I originally recorded this video at the very beginning of the year, so sorry that it's outdated and sorry that I'm diving into this out of nowhere. But apparently this is also teasing a major announcement. Who knows what that will be? That's all for now. Thanks for watching. This is Future Alex signing off. And the second one I think will follow in August. They've held back completed episodes for much longer than this though, so who knows when we will really see it. I'll keep this segment at the start where we track these releases, and nothing may come of it to be fair. Looking through the past, it seems about as sporadic and random as anything. And after all, what is the definition of insanity if not experiencing the same thing day in, day out, and expecting any different? Just when the content flows and we expect it, it comes to a stop. Like this.
We all have a job to do.
You son of a gun. You're a monster. You're a monster with your ad placements. You are an absolute demon, you goddamn degenerate. And I thought I was a degenerate, but that was just dirty. That was just dirty. I'm gonna put my ad, when I get ads, when I'm monetized, when I'm a big dog in the YouTube scene, I'm just gonna let that shit play willy-nilly. I'm gonna have it cut off in the middle of me like pretend jerking it off. I'm gonna be like this, and then ad will land, and you will just be like, oh, it won't be me leading into it, you goddamn gobbledygook machine. Okay, that was a little mean. I got a little heated, but ad placement wild.
As I said before, Volume 42 comes out for the West later this year in March, and the cover looks great when you see it in that Dark Horse typeface. I really like it, and the way they superimposed Griffith and Casca over the logo is a first for their editions. This follows on from Volume 41, also going back to the full page cover art format instead of the portrait within a white space format that they had going from like Volume 19 to 39. It's interesting, as if they keep up the way in which these covers are shown, it'll kind of evenly match up so that a third of the series is one way, the second third another, and this final third changed back again. I also kind of like it as it distinguishes the change of team behind the scenes, as Studio Gaga hasn't done much officially to distinguish this from the rest of the series themselves. This is the last chapter of the Fantasia arc that we are currently in. And when I say chapter, I mean the smaller segment of an arc, and the Fantasia arc is the final one for the whole series. The last chapter of the last arc. 100% confirmed, source in link. A lot has to be done, especially for this final stretch, but there we have it. Chapters averaged 60 to 70 releases when Miura was writing the series. And with us currently being 5 releases into this chapter, that means we're almost 10% into this final segment if they were to mimic this kind of length. I want to say that it's just going to be a longer chapter, as the team seems to want to fill in details where they can instead of abridge their way through it. But in terms of the big story beats, it is entirely possible that we are...
And I kind of had a feeling that's how they were originally going to do it. They were going to bridge the shit out of it. They were just going to slap bridges down there like Golden Gate Bridge. But no, seriously, I thought they were just going to kind of like scrap it up together, say here's what it is. But the fact that they're filling it in and they're trying to actually do it justice, that's commendable, dude. I saw a lot of people like, oh, Berserk is cooked now, and so we're never gonna get the true ending, the new guy's not gonna do it. And it was like, bro, it's just like a homie. Why wouldn't he try to do best by his friend, dude? So I think it's gonna like fill it out good. Now I might be wrong. I haven't read all the way to this point. Like I'm like chapter like fucking 4 in. I'm like fucking I'm in the Black Swordsman arc, bro. I am not even close to the fantasy ass arc or whatever they called it. But I mean, I'm just interested to see when it progresses, because I had this feeling that when Berserk ends, somebody's gonna try to do an anime. Because at the slow printout that they have right now, I don't know. I feel like they're worried that they're going to get caught up and then it's not going to go anywhere. If you're a studio that's been doing like some banger ass shit and you're like, it's already a risky promise, I don't want to get caught up, and then they go into limbo for forever, let's wait to see what happens with the ending. You know, that's fair. This is hopeful. This is hopeful, King Jiffy, hoping I get a goddamn Berserk anime ever. It lives in my mind goddamn rent-free. I'm sure you've noticed because I have like 1 million Berserk videos on my channel. It's just... Well, at this point, I don't have 1 million Berserk channels. But by the time you watch this as a standalone video, I will have 1 million Berserk channels. I react to this shit all the time. I'm in pain. Lots and lots of fucking pain.
Heading towards a Cliff Notes version of the war, where we only focus on the main trio. It also kind of entirely depends on what Rakshas is bringing about with the end of episode 378. Since the continuation started, the team have released 14 episodes in the space of 2.5 years. If you count episode 379 as already being in the can, then that means that 15 releases have been produced in this time. That would equate to 30 releases across 60 years. I botched that. That would equate to 30 releases across 6 years. So, if the amount of releases in this new chapter of the story remains near that which we've had before, around 60, then that means we still have roughly 55 releases to come. And this would take approximately 11 years to reach the end with the current pace of releasing. This would take them to the end of volume 48. But yeah, that is an astonishing amount of time. They've also made it apparent that they don't want to drag out the story, and they don't want the continuation to take forever. I realize art takes time, and I don't actually mind however long they want to take, but the current pace definitely tracks for this manga to be finishing in the mid-2030s.
Jesus!
As of right now. And...
oh my god, dude! They're never gonna get Berserk done. They will have found the One Piece before Berserk gets done, which, if you don't know, dude, Berserk has been out since, like, the 80s, dude. Berserk's been going since the 80s, and it still has 11 years to go. Dear Jeebus! We're never gonna get an anime that finishes it. We're never gonna have anything good. It's never gonna be done. We're gonna see the heat death of the universe before Berserk ever graces its penis on the scene. What kind of world are we living in? 11 years? By that time, I'll probably have fucking finished the first volume of the big collection, the big black book one. I will finally have, because I read slow and I'm an idiot, but goddamn.
Ironically enough, like all of the Future of Berserk videos before this, we're in a largely similar situation. But something kind of has to change if we're gonna get things where they need to be. Obviously, Koji Mori has already told the ending to Hakusensha, so obviously the story will be told, but it's funny how the releases being so sparse has continued to be a thing. Even with them holding back releases for when it suits them best, it really seems as though the actual output of the team can be counted on one hand at maximum, with the same amount of story progression among each episode. Like, Again, I don't mind how long it takes, but let us entertain for a moment that the last chapter of the Fantasia arc is, let's say, twice the length of your average chapter, as it is the ultimate chapter, concluding everything. Doubling the amount of your average chapter would leave us with 120 episodes, 115 still to come, and that would leave us on track to be done in 22 years. 2046. Koji Mori would be 80 years old. GTA 7 might genuinely and unironically be out. We'll have those flying cars we're always talking about. I'm sure everything will come together quicker than we expected, but it's not like a single solution can't resolve another. And it's interesting how—
Dear God, bro. Dear fucking God. I will have given up on caring about, but no, I won't. I like Berserk a lot. It lives in my mind rent free. But dear God, what the fuck? 2046, bro? You think this bitch is gonna take fucking 20 something years? I hope not. I hope they just start cranking this shit out like I crank one out every afternoon, dude. Dear fuck. Holy shit. What in the 8th dragon, like, cum NATO are we talking about here, bro? What in the ball taint salad is going on with this slow release schedule? Fucking drop that shit up. Oh, but no, dude, no. I love backshots. Great chat, like chomps, love you. But Jesus, dude, like 2046? Fuck no, dude. I'll be like 1 billion years old.
how long it's taking even now. For example, it has been demonstrated time and time again that regardless of any issue associated with it, something we cannot seemingly get past is a low number of episodes every year. With that in mind, all it takes is an acceptance of that for the team to then realize that they must concentrate the content to fit within less pages. 3 releases of 20 pages a year, fine. Let's make sure we just consolidate the story to get it where it needs to be at the end of the year to meet that. I realize it's a very pragmatic approach to try and apply to art, but I do think it's slightly fair game to suggest it with Berserk as it currently is, because Berserk as it currently is isn't quite Berserk. In the 2023 video, I guessed that there would be a release every quarter, and it looks like I was wrong as they skipped winter and summer, and instead went for spring and autumn, which is something I was not expecting. Additionally, I noted how the first 365 days saw an output of 9 releases from them. In this next window of 365 days, the output has been 3 releases, still. So starting from this most recent 3rd year of the continuation, we're already 2 releases in, and with the confirmation that there is another release already in the pipeline, it looks like we might not just get, God forbid, 3, but 4 releases in the year. But for now, as I said,
dude, they're just gonna fucking the guy who took over is gonna die, and then there's gonna be another guy that takes over, and then one day I'm gonna die, and I will have still not seen how Berserk ends. Dude, they just need to lock them in a room like they did with the Halo developers and say, just get it done. Just get it done. This shit needs to ship. Just get it done. In case you didn't know, that's what they did with Halo developers. They're like, close the door. Fucking get that shit done. You need to hit a deadline. Let's get these guys chop a suey into the gear, dude. Let's get them fucking get some work done, dude, because you guys are fucking way behind. This shit's been going for 47,000 years. Let's get it fucking wrapped up. Let's put a spin on this, buddy. Let's fucking before your children die, they will think about your kids, dude. Think about your kids and how they want to see the end of Berserk. Fuck.
Before, I don't think anything will change, and I don't think it will for a few years more either. I think 2 releases this year, maybe a little more in the years to follow, but there's nothing to suggest that things will change, by and large, for the future to come. The team even confirmed that they brought on new staff members, and that's not changed anything in terms of progress. I think it's less and less a problem of what they're throwing at the project, and more the decision-making aspect of the project itself. In terms of immediacy, stuff is going down in the east, Casca is imprisoned in Falconia, and Griffith is heading east now too. Shiake's in a coma, and it looks like the Kushan Empire, the last line of defense for humanity, as it once was, is about to come face to face with its nemesis. To close things out, it looks like the Berserk exhibition is still going strong, and looks like the Memorial Edition has finally released in the West, but it's
Yes.
unfortunately quite—
It was great.
quite bare bones and doesn't contain Miura's final interview, which is something exclusive now to the Japanese release. If you remember, they had a countdown for that and everybody lost their minds. How many releases do you think we'll get this year? How much do you reckon is left? What do you guys think about the fact that this—
Dude, Berserk is, we will never see the end of Berserk. Berserk is fucking cooked. Berserk is dead. Berserk is going to be, Berserk will never find the One Piece. This is trash. Bad news. Bad news, bad video. It was a good video. It was a good video. He did a good job. He did a good job. He did the thing, but I just want to fucking see this shit end. I thought this was gonna be like different. Like what was the state of what the anime would be in 2025? I didn't realize it was about the manga, and I didn't realize the manga was in fucking dire straits of. It's the end of Philadelphia over in the Berserk art world. Dear God. Dear God. What trash. What trash. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's bad. It's terrible. I will have no pubes left because I will be dead when Berserk shows up on the scene and finishes. Right? Oh, we finished it. And it's like, doesn't matter. King Jiffy Coast died a long time ago. He became slightly internet famous at one time and people cared about him. Now he's dead. Anyways, I want to get into something real quick. Now, I have two videos about this one anime that I watched that I really liked. It's called Dan 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 Dan. And I thought it was really good. I actually really enjoyed this one. I have seen this one, but I've seen like people making videos like the Hypermania of Dan 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 Dan. And I wanted to see what this guy had to talk about. I didn't know it was like that hyper like mania. I just watched it because a buddy told me it was good. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll watch it. And my wife actually enjoyed it too. And she doesn't like a lot of anime, but she enjoyed this one. And my baby would like get all excited and dance whenever the Dan Dan thing would come on. She wouldn't dance. I would hold her and she would smile and swing her arms or whatever babies do. But yeah, so I actually have a good place in my heart for this one.
You hear that? That is for sure one of the contenders of anime of the year. Dan Dan Dan. If you haven't been keeping up with the latest anime releases, you still probably know what Dan 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 is. But if not, by the end of this video, you know all about the hypermania called Dan Dan Dan. For one, this is not just another shonen anime or even like a rom-com. It has factors of the romance and also the shonen combined. Romance between two of the main characters, Okarun and Momo, is just something like that warms your heart.
Oh, did you hear the list, bro? That's how you know we have an expert here. Now, that you might think I'm making fun of him. You might think that I am clowning on this man for everything he's saying, having that lisp behind it. But I take that as a pledge. That is a mother trucking patch on his experience as being a nerd in the nerddom. The nerd world, the nerdison. He is a nerd king. He is the king of gooning, right? He knows what he's talking about. Once you hear that lisp come out, it's in trouble, bro. We are in mad trouble, and I like it.
Heart.
Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Of course, they end up adding more characters. It turns into more of like a love triangle, into more of like love web. And the main reason the romance feels so like genuine, creator Yukino Tatsu, he had to read 100 romance mangas on the request of his editor. This really helped him develop some of the most relatable characters. With this knowledge of all the romance mangas, he creates some of the best fucking romance I've actually seen in a long time. The dynamic between Momo and Okarun, and then also the later characters, is just a little bit diabolical in the storytelling. For real though. He really do be making me feel like I just want Okarun to be winning. I want Momo.
I actually, you do get this from this. And this is something I thought was weird, because normally in an anime with a shonen, it's like, oh, people just sort of end up together. There's not really like a grand love in it. But when it comes to Dan Dan, you literally get into it and you want these two. You want these two to end up together. You know they're going to end up together, but it's about the journey to that. And it's really, really good. It reminds me of, so there's other animes that if you like Dan Dan, you can watch. Right? One is One Punch Man. Whoa, what a shocker. I fucking suggested One Punch Man and it's amazing. And everybody should watch One Punch Man. It's goated. But also, by the same creator of One Punch Man, there is Mob Psycho or Mob 100 or Mob Psycho. One of the two. I think it might be called Mob 100. That is, to this date, my favorite complete anime that I've seen. The one from beginning to end where I watched the whole thing. It's done. It's fucking zip-skied. It has been finished. We got a bow on it. It had a great ending. Everything from beginning to end was perfect. And I love Mob Psycho. And this reminds me of Mob Psycho in a lot of ways. And that's what's so endearing about it. But I think it has a little bit better writing than Mob Psycho did. And I thought Mob Psycho had a really incredible writing, but there's more depth to this. And I really, really, if you like this, watch Mob Psycho, then come back to this, and you will be shooting ropes out of your pants, right?
To be like happy and like you're just kind of rooting for this like dynamic. To be honest with you, I didn't even know if I even liked this show to begin with when I first started watching this. I first started watching this show with my girlfriend. It quickly turned into a routine that we sit down weekly to watch Dandadan, but something about this show that kept pulling me back. I didn't even know.
That's what happened with me, dude. I watched one episode with my wife and she's like, I actually like this, and I'm like, no shit. Oh yes, we're gonna have sex and watch anime. That didn't happen, but I mean, it was a dream. It was a dream. Everybody's got that dream where you're just like, there's fisting going on, and there's just like feces and sperm and like vaginal fluids everywhere. You got to use like a flamethrower to clean it up. Everybody's got some dreams. I got mine.
On the first couple episodes, if I liked it. It's so fucking different from what's out now. It deserves a watch. The creator also doesn't shy away from some of the hard-hitting moments of everyday mundane life. There's one episode that will hit you harder than a semi-truck on a Tuesday afternoon, especially if you have dealt with loss in your family. Especially looking at this with a different perspective from someone that has lost somebody like that. It truly says that like this man.
Spoilers and shit. Basically, chick was a prostitute. She was getting slap-backed from the back. And she had a baby. Well, she ended up deciding not to be a prostitute anymore, like saved too much money or something, like one of those things. And she used to be a dancer, right? But she broke her ankle and became a prostitute. And so now she decides she wants to like best for her baby. But well, these guys show up and then beat the shit out of her, and she sends her baby to run away, and then she dies. And so all she wants to do is protect her kid. So now she's turned into an evil spirit, and you get her backstory. It's quite sad and moving, but that's what happens. A lot of back shots and then fucking getting stabbed in the neck with a glass. Super moving. I felt a half an emotion, which is real big for me. Real big for me. The only time I actually feel emotion is when I watch Ben Shapiro's shitty Batman review and when I'm bad at video games. And this scene, I guess.
Man has an artistic vision and has a way with fucking storytelling that is like no other. And to really get to know the anime and the manga, I think we should really know about the Oda of the story, aka the creator, aka Yukinobu Tatsu. Yukinobu also had some other serialized projects that ended up getting axed from Fireball, Zainji no Rikojun, and Kamiki Impatsu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But this man has been working since 2009 as an assistant on Fire Punch and also Hell's Paradise. With always spelled rejection of his life.
I've wanted to watch Hell's Paradise. I've heard it's good, and I just haven't sat down and watched it. I don't know what it is about it. I've watched a couple episodes, and I'm like, it's fine. It's decent. It's got some stuff going for it. It's other stuff I just do not care. No shits be given. It was something I was like, I tried to watch it right after I watched Berserk because it was like in the recommended, and it wasn't Berserk, and I was mad. I was big bad boy. Whatever, I don't know.
Mangas getting canceled or rejected. He had this terrible artist block that he ended up going to Jump's editor Jihei Lin and told him that he doesn't think he could draw anymore. Jihei Lin, knowing his potential from all his other amazing work, told him at the end of the year party to just create freely. And Tatsu took that to heart and postally started drawing with no limit, no clear direction, just creating. And with no clear direction, he ended up settling on an occult theme inspired by the popular horror movie Kadako vs. Hiroko, but he wanted to make it a little bit more lighthearted and uplifting. So Dandadan was born, the first story arc of two high school students, Momo and Okarun, who have opposing beliefs about the paranormal and engage in a little friendly bet to prove each other wrong that ends up leading to her awakening her supernatural powers and Okarun losing his quote-unquote dong and his balls. This launches us into the first arc, trying to recover.
I was not gonna lie, that had me hooked, dude. They he straight up, the way he has these like demon powers is because his balls and dong were snatched, bro. His wiener was pulled out of his pants and snipped right off. So they're trying to recollect the 3 positions of power in a man's pants.
Okaruns, family jewels.
What?
These characters end up developing a little crush on each other, and this also helps them slowly introduce characters through Shiratori, aka basically the third person of a love triangle where she thinks Momo is evil. And lastly, the hype train himself, Gigi, is introduced, which is Momo's childhood crush and best friend. And with the creator creating freely and drawing from supernatural and cultist themes, time for a little rapid fire round of covering all the spirits, aliens, in season 1. But before we do that, the real supernatural thing is you've watched this far and have not hit the subscribe button. So go ahead.
Hit the subscribe button, or instead of hitting your wife, do it now. Don't hit your wife. It's bad. Don't beat women, and if you're a woman, don't beat men. Just love each other and shit. Like, unless you guys are like MMA fighters and you like to spar and then it turns into sex, you do you, boo boo. But yeah, dude, hit subscribe to him or something, and subscribe to me. Subscribe to me. I need love. I need lots of love. I'm a man yelling at a computer screen in his living room. Come on. Fucking smash the like button.
Turbo Granny. The granny mode we don't really like. We like the cat version of Turbo Granny. Golden mascot. Next is the lady in the red dress. The head game must be strong.
What did he say?
Dude, let's go, dude. Girl in the red dress. She likes deep throating.
There's also this crab guy. Apparently you can eat him. There's a few different aliens in here trying to evolve their race. There's the boxy shrimp man that just needs some fucking milk.
He needs some milk.
There's a space.
Dude, that's what I do. That's what I bring the energy in. Chat's mad that I'm not calmer. I'm not more of a relaxed Asmongold type. I mean, I can try. I can try to calm it down a little bit. I can bring it down to a level here, but I can whisper deep secrets into your ear. Hey, sweet boy, I love you. Subscribe to my channel.
Sumo alien. There's Nessie in here, kinda. But all in all, the first season roster, pretty solid. 8.5 golden balls out of 10. Kind of funny that this is the last talking point, but the intro is straight fucking fire. And I'm not the only one that thinks this thing is straight fucking gas. The music video and also the anime intro has fucking huge numbers for this being a new seasonal anime. With that being said, season 1 is already wrapped up and season 2 is already announced. Hell, I might even pick up the manga before then, but this is my little short video.
Yeah, dude, I have to say, is amazing, dude. It's amazing. And I had this other video queued up where I didn't know if he was gonna go into it, but there's another person who had a perspective on it, but I don't think I'm gonna watch that. I think this covers my Dan thing. I really like it. It's something that it was cool to find something that had romance in it that also had action. So there's this thing where my wife likes like cringe TV. She's like, I watched Love Island actually, and I'm like, ugh, fucking vomit in my mouth. It's garbage, terrible TV. But she likes her romance. She likes her Hallmark movies. She likes her bullshit. And the fact that Dan had that bit of romance and that bit of action for everybody, it's something that it's nice to be able to watch a show with your wife that she's engaged in, you're engaged in, and also has a fire soundtrack so your baby can dance to it. I mean, that's just the greatness of Dan. It really has something for everybody, and I really enjoyed it. And I think everybody should watch it, dude. It's fire. I think it's more like 9 out of 10. It's peak goddamn fishing. Peak fiction. Yeah, well, I'm gonna do one more video today. We're gonna go with, I've been on an anime train. I think I'm gonna keep it with the anime train. We're gonna go at what makes manga art
Let me show
better.
you how to block this ad. First, you're gonna
Here we go, guys. We are gonna be watching Beyond Drawings, and we're gonna say what makes manga art better. I am very curious what the direction is here. I wanted to watch this mainly because I have a huge problem. I have this massive problem. It's a throbbing problem when it comes to video games now in the main industry. I think we've had such a focus on realism that we've lost everything that makes video games fun. They've moved away from art style, and we've lost environments you can mess with. We've lost all the core fun things of video games just so we can watch a movie in worse quality, right? And it bothers me. I've always thought realism's kind of annoying, and I'm kind of curious if maybe that we're talking like anime versus like traditional art, and why honestly, I've always liked this type of art style better, is because I'm not a big fan of realism. I really am not. Like, when I saw, what's that game, dude? Horizon or whatever, and they're like, look at the Peach Fuzz rendering. I'm like, I don't care if the bitch has got a beard or not. I really don't. Nothing makes me want to play that game. Oh, robot dinosaurs in a giant open world. It's basically Ubisoft garbage. Oh, no, I don't care. Nobody cares. So, I want to see, maybe this is the perspective. I have no idea, but we're getting into it.
Realism in manga is overrated. The way people discuss manga art, and in a sense 2D art in general, is a little mistaken. I think people are asking the wrong questions when making a list of, I don't know, top 10 mangas with the best art, and One Punch Man is number 1. And I think it all has to do with character design and the spacing and lighting of backgrounds. I think design philosophy is so much more interesting to digest than super detailed backgrounds and textures. Quick question. Which of these art pieces do you find more interesting, more artistically memorable? Pablo Picasso's early works or his late works? For me, it's unquestionably his.
I don't know. This is kind of fire, though. This doesn't really look like realism either. That's kind of fire, dude. This is like, obviously goofy shredded face is fire in its own right, but this guy's face is pretty good. It's like it's enough off that it looks unhuman, but it's still human. And I think I prefer this. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I hate realism or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe I like realism. Maybe I've been wrong the whole time. This video is obviously going a different direction than I thought it was, and I made a whole intro that doesn't matter.
His late works. They have so much more to say, which is almost ironic because I think a lot of people outside of art spheres think this is what all of Picasso's art looks like. You know how people say, oh, I'm no Picasso. You ever hear someone say that? But no, he revolutionized the design of figures and the very philosophy with which modern art stands upon.
I didn't realize he did that much, but I do have to say I like his realism ones too. I think he's got a lot of fun. I hate people who they crap on Pablo Picasso. I think he had a lot to give to the realm of art in a lot of different ways. But people will look at this type of stuff right here and they're like, oh, he's crap, he's bad. And then they'll look at his realism ones and they're like, oh, actually, it's pretty good. Pablo Picasso good. And then they'll be like, oh no, Pablo Picasso bad. Dude, when it gets into the realm of arguing about artists, I just think it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, wow, they did something cool. Move on.
Asks a different question than his straight portraits. The early portraits ask, what does the person look like? The late portraits ask, how does the person look? Not necessarily what do they resemble, but what could they resemble? Accuracy to reality is not necessarily the goal, at least not the way our eyes see it. The exaggeration of facial and body features reflects personality in a different way. Without this type of artistic revolution...
Dude, I thought it was a fish and then it became a chicken. At first I thought it was going to be a face. And I'm like, that's going to be a face. That's easily going to be a face. So everybody knows that's going to be a face. And then he drew a fish and I'm like, that's a fish. Everybody knows that's a fish. What are we talking about? That's a fucking fish. Then he pulled a chicken out of nowhere, dude. Pablo Picasso, mic drop.
You don't have cartoon characters, at least not the way they are now. Whenever I watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, I think Picasso would have loved this. And in general, throughout cartoon history, designers have embraced this revolution all across different mediums and genres. Body parts are exaggerated, eyes are made bigger, smiles are made wider. Characters have more dynamic colors, and it's all because of an embracement.
Speaking of art, I know I keep pausing and I'm a gooner, but there is something that's really funny. If you've noticed, early anime had a very similar vibe to things like Popeye the Sailor Man and Betty Boop. It's because after they were nuked in World War II, like, let's be honest, they were nuked. A lot of bombs dropped, the most of the bombs. They then were kind of pulled away from the imperial rule, and all art before them being moved away from the imperial rule was propaganda based. There was a lot of propaganda based art. After the nuking, really the only culture they had was kind of like cartoons and stuff, with a lot of Western culture, a lot of Western animation, such as Popeye the Sailor Man and Mickey Mouse and shit. And early anime really resembles that, and it just went in a different direction than our garbage shit did, because I think this is garbage animation. I think this looks like shit. I always hated this show, and that might be a hot take, but I think the Magic World of Gumball is garbage. It annoyed the shit out of me. I hated it. I hated the art style. I thought it looked stupid. I hated every part of it. I didn't find it enjoyable. It's trash. And that's, you can get mad at me for calling it trash, but I think it is hot garbage. And then I look at anime and I'm like, that's much better art. What can I say? What can I say? It looks better. You take this and then compare it to Berserk. Oh, not much. It's been an anime stream today, buddy. Rev is in chat, one of my favorite YouTubers. Rev plays games. Great guy. I decided to do anime today because I needed to calm down on the views, bro. I needed to, like, relax a little bit. Plus, it gave me a chance to shit on this stupid show called Amazing World of Gumball, which is garbage. It's bad. It's in the same realm as Naruto. Naruto is bad and garbage. And anybody who says Naruto is good, they are lying to you and they have zero taste.
Of modernism. The critic from Ratatouille. That's another one. That is a Picasso painting right there. You don't have this without...
This is good. I liked Ratatouille. The art in Ratatouille is amazing. Everything about Ratatouille is fucking peak.
Modernism in art. I think art that embraces this philosophy has more to say and has longer lasting memorability in our minds. Listen, if you like the more realistic portraits, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just letting you know, none of you would have recognized nor cared about Picasso if this is all he made. You would not bat an eye.
I don't know. This one's fire. The other one's kind of whatever. This one's fire too. That one's fire. This one's fire. Dude, what are we talking about? I've been watching Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is fantastic. Demon Hunter is peak anime. I like Demon Hunter. Revon, if you ever are curious about anime, make sure to message me on Discord. I have a Discord. It's in my bio. You want to go check it out, go ahead. I mean, just don't post weird shit on there and I won't kick you out. But if you guys are ever curious about anime, I might set up an anime suggestions category, and we can just do anime suggestions in that. There's a lot that I like, and if you're ever curious of my opinion on one, you can ask me, and I can tell you if I think it's dog shit like Naruto. Naruto should have never been made. It is trash, and I hate it. But I think Picasso's got some fire here, dude. This guy right here is fire. This guy's fire. This chick is pretty solid. This one's really good. None of these are good. Oh, wait. I see not Picasso. This one's the most fire in it, though. This is the most fire out of all of them. This is the best one out of all of them. Easily. Not even close. The other ones, they're good, but they're not as good.
With that being said, it's hard to argue that something like this isn't more appealing to look at than, I don't know, this, right? But it kind of requires understanding.
Both of those are bad because it's Naruto. Both of those are terrible because it came from that bullshit dog shit that is Naruto.
Why details make a drawing more engaging. They enhance lighting and depth. So if they don't achieve that purpose, I find them almost unnecessary. It brings me back to the 2 points I made before, design and lighting. A more intricate design is able to convey more complicated emotions, and a wider variety of more dynamic lighting sets tones and establishes settings in a more immersive way. To me, the pure complexity of background or amount of strokes in a character's eye doesn't always do it for me. I used the One Punch Man example before, and here's why I did. They'll have these vast, insanely detailed backgrounds where you can see every single rock in a million miles. And I don't know, I'll probably look at it for a second longer than I would have had it not been super detailed.
I don't know, dude, this is fucking fire. I think when I was going into this, I thought it was like realistic, like not moving away from anime design and trying to look more realistic, and I completely missed. I thought the premise of this video was going to be 100% different because I'm going in blind, dude. I'm going in Ray Charles style. And I have to disagree, dude. This is fucking gorgeous. This is why I like Berserk, is the insane amount of detail. It's like I don't know.
And that'll be it. That's really a key measure for me. How compelled am I to stay on a panel for longer than usual? And it's kind of like diminishing marginal improvement with each detail. The improvement in a background from, say, 10 minutes drawing it to an hour is going to be very noticeable. But the difference between drawing for 2 hours to 3 hours or 3 hours to 4 hours is going to be less noticeable. There's just only so much you can do. And I feel like that's the basket that a bunch of manga decide to put their eggs in. As opposed to, oh, I don't know, having a better release schedule, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, this is facts. That's facts, too, because Berserk's probably going to be still getting written when I'm like 97 years old. Berserk is never ending. I watched a video on it. It's never ending. We're going to die before Berserk's released. You think that the One Piece has been a long arc? No. One Piece is going to be done in like a few years. Berserk, we will die before we see the end of Berserk.
Kind of needs to be an understanding of what manga consumption is like. It's not VR. It's not a video game where I'm trying to be plugged in and run around the place. It's a graphic novel, an extension of a book. To some extent, I can still use my imagination to fill in the gaps. It is a visual medium, yes, but one that's trying to give me a window into a world, not put me inside it. It's the reason that I'll accept Vagabond as a consensus best manga art, but I don't agree with it, to be honest. The realistic art style, it's not that it isn't a style, it is an art style, but it's not a style that is trying to give me something radically different from what I see every day in real life. And in Norihiro Yagi's words, young mangakas should always strive to draw something that's never been seen before. So what do you like, Mr. Critic? If you want unique designs and good lighting and dynamic angles and motion so bad, what is your favorite manga in terms of artwork? I'm glad you asked. Let me explain. In 1990, Norihiro Yagi debuted with a one-shot dark comedy manga called Undead Man. It used a lot of dark lighting and interesting monsters. Didn't have a ton of characters, but it was a fun manga, and it won him the 32nd Akatsuka Award. 2 years later, he started a serialized story in Shonen Jump called Angel Densetsu, running for 8 years. And here we see a development in his art style, more supernatural characters, angel wings, monster parts, powers. Then, in 2001, he decided to make the most badass manga I've ever read, Claymore. I'm not gonna
I haven't finished Claymore. Okay, here's the thing. Claymore, what I've seen of it is fantastic. It is the closest I've gotten to Berserk, but I have not finished Claymore. I wanted to finish it, but I just haven't, but the art is beautiful in Claymore. Claymore is very, very much like Berserk. There's a lot of art design that's similar. There's a lot of choices that are similar in aesthetic, not in story. I think Claymore, when I said earlier that there's nothing really that'll scratch that Berserk itch, I watched a few episodes of Claymore and it kind of scratched that itch. It is old though. So if you're not ready to watch some like old grainy anime, it's not like really grainy. It's not like fucking ancient smelling your grandpa's taint, but it is pretty old. And that burns some people off because they want new and flashy, but I think what it has is pretty solid.
Break down the story or events, although it's like a medieval fantasy type thing with knights and monsters and the like. But good God, these monster designs are the best.
Oh no, dude, I would give the chick from Claymore endless back shots, dude. She deserves all the back shots. She's one hot mamma jamma, bro, and everything she wears is skin tight. But it's not like fan servicey skin tight. It's like normal skin tight, which is good.
Anyone has ever made. Yagi's ability to make grotesque, intricate, and just straight fun character designs is totally unmatched. You got Isley, Ophelia, Dolph, Riefel, Alicia, Roxanne, and all these other monsters. Not to mention the way he draws Anastasia's hair. Point is, I'm so much more engaged by these designs than the super muscular fish guys or dragons in One Punch Man. Because I've never...
One Punch Man is drawn that way because it's like... So here's the thing with One Punch Man. One Punch Man has amazing art. It does. It's 100%. And it's drawn with the muscular fish guys because it's a parody of shonen anime. So it has to be the over-the-top shonen anime. It's like, I mean, they go a little too hard on the art, absolutely, but they expect them not to be over-the-top muscular people. You're literally stepping on your own toes, spitting on your own cock, because you do not see the point that there's a reason for them doing that. It just... Like, what? Are they not supposed to look like muscular villain type characters? Because that's what they're supposed to be. He is a superhero fighting supervillains. And honestly, the best characters in all of the, like, really, really cool characters are more in line with the designs you're saying.
never seen abominations that look quite like this, that combine elements of horror monsters with action monsters oriented with body parts that allow for creative battles. And sure, Yagi isn't perfect, right? He kind of suffers from same face syndrome with his human characters, and his backgrounds are good but kind of repetitive. But he represents the most important piece of the puzzle in terms of adding meaningful detail to his story, to his character designs, as opposed to unnecessary fluff that I scroll past. Every stroke of shading and skin on his monster textures contrasts a different part of the body. It's not all muscle or all armor or all bones. He combines the different...
See, this is where he's getting lost out, because like the muscles and stuff in One Punch Man and shit is not realism. Like, none of that's realistic. I don't like the whole premise of this is weird. He should have said detail doesn't make it better. Like, realistic details. I don't like, this is what makes manga art better. It makes no sense. This is just this is so clickbaity. This is actual clickbait. I've been told I do clickbait. This is like actually like really, really fucking clickbaity. I went into this with like 8 different expectations, and this is none of what I expected. Not that it's a bad video. I think this is a really incredible, informative video on art, and I do disagree with him on a lot of situations, but I'm not like the biggest art-based guy. I just feel like this is not what I expected out of the video, and it's not even that I expected him to have the same opinions as me or whatever, because if you click on a video expecting all of the same opinions as you and just stand in a circle jerk of everybody, that's fucking lame, and you're cringe and you suck. People are going to have different perspectives, so that's just something you got to live with, and just because you have a different perspective than you doesn't mean that their perspective is 100% wrong, unless it's Ben Shapiro when he made a Batman review. That was just fucking awful.
Textures in shapes and ways that I've never seen before, in such extravagant patterns, allowing for the most critical parts of the monsters to be highlighted. Look at this frame of Orochi from One Punch Man. It's obviously super cool, but I feel like my head is spinning trying to figure out where it ends and where it begins. I feel like so many of these Orochi panels care so much about the spectacle of how big he is that I kind of lose sight of his actual design. Now look at this monster from Claymore. I'm being serious.
But you see, this doesn't feel like this has realistic detail in it too. It's just a different type of realistic detail. Like neither of these are realist. So your whole premise of what you were talking about is this: you're talking about the details in the backgrounds. Then you've went off the fucking deep end. You've gone. I'm the king of tangents and going off the fucking deep end. But this is not even more close to what you were talking about.
This reminds me of Salvador Dali. I love this design. I love the way it flows. I love its fleshiness. It's so much more eerie and ominous than any amount of teeth and claws you can put on a dragon.
Well, yes, they have 2 different points with their art. You want all art to be like this, and that's stupid. That's actually fucking the opposite of what art is. Each art is a different iteration of what it wants to be. Now with One Punch Man, the point is everything that One Punch Man fights needs to be bigger than life because there's nothing that can defeat him. So it has to be bigger than life. Everything has to be a bigger scale, like a traditional shonen Dragon Ball Z type anime. So everything has to be bigger than life in One Punch Man. That's the point. The point of this is trying to be more like Berserk, and it's in that dark fantasy. It's that grimy, it's that Geiger, the guy who did Alien type design. This is just your preference. It has nothing to do with realism. I don't fucking know what you're talking about, buddy.
Demon-like creature. The very shape of the figure defines its movement, its texture. So in general, I think hyperrealism can only take you so far. If I was being mean, I could call it boring. I won't, but if I was in a bad mood, I might. Like, I made clear before, I'll always be more engaged by the portrayal of characterization through the contouring of body features than trying so strictly to follow the precision of what real life people look like. Because I see real life people every day.
Who in the fuck in One Punch Man looks like real life people though? Like, let's just random panel. One Punch Man art. No, art. Fucking autocorrect. Images. Dude, yeah, dude, this is realism, bro. Those eyes are realism. That's super realism. Super realism, bro. Like, yeah, dude. That totally fucking realism, dog. Like, his points are dog shit. They're dog shit. It's a parody of, like, everyone, like, even, like, the characters that are trying to look more realistic. They get realistic in moments. It's not the whole fucking thing, dude. I feel like he doesn't understand the talking points he's talking about, and I'm functionally retarded when it comes to art, bro. I am functionally fucking retarded when it comes to art, and I feel like I have like, there's no way this is fucking realism, dude. Like, what are you talking about? And the overly muscular characters are a part of the trope that it's trying to parody. Like, I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. You have lost the plot. It's like, I don't. But Vagabond, sure, I haven't read Vagabond. I haven't seen much art from Vagabond. Maybe you're right. But with the One Punch Man thing, you're so fucking off base that it makes no sense.
Something new, you know? I think sometimes artists get too deep in this thought of, well, you should always learn the fundamentals first, then deter away from them. Like, yeah, sure, fine, but you don't have to stay there. You can draw literally whatever you want, so why wouldn't you? In my opinion, mangas like Claymore take the right liberties when answering that question. Yeah, I can make whatever I want. Let's make,
This video is literally, he was mad that people said that, didn't say that Claymore had the best art. This is literally what this video is. There is no other way you're going to convince me that he had any other interpretation of, he watched a video of what said the best art on manga was. He said, holy fucking shit, it's not Claymore? Oh, buddy. I'm making a video about it. And he didn't know how to brand it. He didn't know how to sell it to audiences. So he made up some bullshit and then added it in willy-nilly to, like, bolster his points. And none of them are good. Because the same complaints he had can be applied to the complaints here.
Whatever that is. It's my favorite manga visually. I'm continually inspired by its action scenes and character designs. I'm actually trying to make a comic right now, so, look out for that. And it's repeatedly the artwork I look up to the most. It challenges you to think of a different...
Dude, like, if I was to look up Claymore art, dude... Here we go, dude. Claymore manga art. This idea that, like, he complained about a lot of details. There's a lot of fucking details in that, dude. Like, just because it's otherworldly, you're giving it the pass? Like, there's like, this is just as much of all of your points against realism. I'm seeing the same problems here. Like, I might be off base here, but I'm seeing them here. It's just going with a different aesthetic. It's in a different genre that you like. It's more fundamentally like the art that you like better than the art that you don't like. You don't like shonen style artwork. That's what you should have said. You should have said, the video should have been like, I don't like shonen manga art better or some shit. But your whole premise of your video, like, what you're selling to the audience, is a completely different video than what you made. And that's where I have a fundamental problem. That's where I have a huge fundamental problem. Because none of this is about realism. Because there is realism built into this same artwork, dude. Like, looking at it right here, it's like, yeah, there's not a cityscape behind her. Okay. Like, that's loud as fuck. Look how much shit's going on there. Like, it's... Here we go again. Look at all these details in the rocks and shit. Wait, hold on. Look at all the details in the rocks. And yes, it's not the 100% deal. Like, there's just, like, some sloppiness. But it's not that... I still feel like there's a ton of detail here. Look at all this forest detail behind her. There's a ton of shit going on behind her there. So it's the same, like, issue. It's like a realistic forest behind her. Look at that. Look at all the trees and the fucking leaves. Like, I don't... His points make no sense when he keeps using Claymore, which, to me, has a very realistic art style. Very grounded art style, really. Compared to... Like, if he would have made the thing where it was, like, Mob Psycho. Or Mob 100... Like, if he would have been making the argument for... Let me find... Let me pull this over here, dude. Let me pull this over here. Say it's like Mob, dude. Look at the weird, like, art choices here. Like, it's offbeat, dude. It's weird. It's unsettling. It's an odd art style. Mob Psych, there's literally, if you're talking about the anime too, the anime has like the most interesting, you look at this art style, it's offbeat, it's weird, you got weird angles, everything is odd. Everything about Mob Psycho is odd art. Nothing, like, it gets detailed sometimes, but it's mostly just fucking, like, it's weirdly drawn. It's one of the most weirdly drawn things you've ever seen. And then the anime really, like, does a good job of, like, showing that weird art style. That makes more sense. Your points would be more realistic if you would have used something like a Mob Psycho but then people would have been like, well, you know, the person who created Mob Psycho also created One Punch Man, and he hates One Punch Man so much, and that's the reason he made the video, that all of his points are fucking baffled, you know? And I know that the One Punch Man artist for who's making the One Punch Man run now is different than the webcomic that the guy who made Mob Psycho made for One Punch Man. But this is just dumb. This is the worst clickbait I've ever seen.
Shape.
Again, I think it's an interesting video, but the premise is wrong that he's going in with, and his points are wrong.
And contour for a body to look like. It challenges you to look beyond a head, a body, 2 arms, and 2 legs, while also being comprehensible. Uzumaki is another one. Beautiful use of motion, designs, and lighting.
Okay.
I just wanted to highlight a manga that I think gets less.
Okay. Uzumaki. We're bringing Uzumaki here. We're talking about Uzumaki art. That dude, like, lives in fucking realism. And then he's using the shitty fucking Adult Swim spiral. Just because something has a horror genre doesn't mean that it doesn't have a realistic art style. Because I swear to God, all of the details and shit he complained about, like, there's realism based in these. These are fundamentally based into fundamentals. Like, look at the expressions. Look at the insane detail into her features that are very un-anime-like. They're almost realistic styled instead of anime styled. Like, it's like his art style is very based in I don't know what Naruto Uzumaki is. I don't think Uzumaki Spiral Naruto? What? So Uzumaki made some of the art for Naruto? I don't even know, dude. I just hate Naruto. I think, I don't know, dude. I thought I know that Uzumaki made, like, the art for Spiral, but the art in Spiral is very based in realism in a lot of ways. So, like, insane detail going down this. It's just, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just feel like his whole points, everything he said, like, right here. Here's the one I was looking for. all of his complaints, like, yes, he has a tongue that's spiraling, yeah. But in terms of, like, fundamentally like a person, it looks just like what you thought it was going to look like. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's even less anime than your normal anime art. It's very realism based. But yeah, she's got swirls. Wow. Your points are invalid, man. And I don't know how to tell you that your whole premise in this is wrong and it doesn't make any sense.
Less attention. There are other mangas that master background art better, like Blame or Oyasumi Pun Pun, or that what was it called? Otoyome Gatari. But rather than spending like 19 gazillion...
This video is just fucking bad faith, dude. This is one of the most bad faith fucking videos. And you know, I was giving him like a lot of credit because I feel like he has a well-made video here. I can say the video is well-made, well-paced, a lot of things wrong, but you contradict yourself constantly are contradicting yourself. You claim to be this person who's like really, really in depth with art, but everything about this is fucking wrong. And I'm an idiot. I'm a complete fucking retard when it comes to this shit. But I just feel like realism bad. Use abstract design instead. Proceeds to show examples of realism principles applied to abstract biology. That's not exactly not abstract art. Everything that I'm very subjective tape. Yep. Most people think hyperrealism is the most difficult and but see, this is like this is just like this is so bad. This is all such a bad video. It makes no sense. I can't take anything from this fucking trash video because he hasn't made any valid points. I was interested to see where he went with the Pablo Picasso thing, thinking he was going to pull some like abstract anime that like pulls like the really cool artwork that you haven't heard of. But he uses fucking Claymore, which falls into all of the same pitfalls that he mentions. Like, I've watched like a bunch of episodes of Claymore of the anime. I haven't read the manga, but it's like it falls into those same pitfalls. It doesn't feel that different. It feels like if you took the artist who made Alien and said make a Berserk make something like Berserk with your art style. That's what it would be. And I like Claymore. I do a lot. I literally said how much I like what I've seen of Claymore so far. But this is just bad.
Years in drawing a single background, which is cool in its own right, but it's less creatively interesting in my opinion. I'm a little more inspired by the unique ways with which Claymore is able to maneuver the shapes of bodies.
Hold on.
What was it called? Otoyome Gatari. But rather than spending like 19 gazillion years in drawing a single background, which is cool in its own right, but it's less creatively interesting in my opinion. I'm a little more inspired by the unique ways with which Claymore is able to maneuver the shapes of bodies. And I really do think it goes hand in hand with the rise of modernism, which is why I went on that rant. Anyway, that's all I got for you.
Literally what he just said there about the details and shit.
Bye.
Literally what he said about the details on that. We're going to go over it again. We're going to do this again here, right? Right? Oh man, look, where's that picture I found earlier of the details behind? Like right here's a good one. No, that's just action set pieces. Look at that. Look at all the insane detail. Right here. All the insane rock detail. There's the one I wanted. Look at all the insane background detail. Literally the exact same fucking problem that you listed in everything else. It's right there, plain to see. Quick Google, and I showed you exactly what was happening. Right here again, look at all the insane detail of the background, and it's over and over and over. This is just so dumb. Dude, I know there's a cityscape in Claymore because they go to a few cities. He just makes, like right here, look at all this insane fucking detail. All of this stuff that he just complained about with that robot laying on the ground. Right fucking here, buddy. Right here. Look there. Look at all that insane detail. Like, you could have just drawn a few bodies cut up and you would have gotten the point. And it would have focused on the emotions in the scene. Wow. Like, right here, look at all this insane detail. Like, we'll go here. Let's see if it'll pull me in, dude. This is the dumbest fucking video I have seen on art, and I don't watch videos on art. So I had a low bar for the dumbest video and dumbest take. You can see all the insane detail right here, dude. It's just like, I mean, this is obvious to pull out, but look at all of that fucking intricacies that it has. Oh, that's realism. Oh no. We're fucking proving this idiot wrong. Wow, dude. Wow, look, a little bit of research and a little bit of actually paying attention and like just actually utilizing the fact that you have a bias, an insane bias that you're not willing to talk about, and your that bias is now like bleeding in, where you look at all of this fucking detail. Look at that, dude. That's insane detail, bro. It's not worse than the Batman. This is not worse than the Batman review. He just didn't have a. He was mad that somebody put One Punch Man as the best art. Decided to utilize this, and then complain about intricate detail and how simple is better, and then like used instead of using this picture, he used that other picture. Did you notice that? He avoided all of these things that utilize intricate detail and intricate backgrounds, because you view this image. Look at all the little detail they put into this back corner and all this shit that doesn't matter. They could have just grayed it out, but they did it anyway. His understanding is fatally flawed, and it sucks because like it's not on terms of it being a good show, absolutely, but you're missing the entire point of your own argument. Like all of this background shit that you say that ruins, and the realism that takes away from it is there in every single shot. I mean I'm obviously handpicking these shots, but to pretend it's not there is so disingenuous. Your argument laid flat once you use Claymore as the example, just because it has, I think it's HP Geiger type art. Like realistic detail was his point, but it just made no sense. I fucking, what a taint wagon, dude. And he might be a cool guy. I don't hate him on the grounds of him as a person. I just think that his video was so fundamentally flawed. And it's not like something where I can go back to his opinion, because he based his thing on, this is my premise, this is why this isn't as good. Here is the examples, and your examples are contradicting themselves. It's not like, I don't like this style, I don't like shonen style artwork. I like when it goes into this extra detail or something. But you can't use Claymore as an example then. Your whole shit is just fucking... Your whole view is warped by biases. I don't know, dude. This was trash. This was like, this isn't Ben Shapiro Batman bad, but this is something, dude. I think it gets worse because of the clickbait. The clickbait going into it is just so bad. Like, you go to his channel, Beyond Drawings, and realism is overrated. Realism is overrated. What makes manga art better? Like, that's not... I'm not getting either... I'm getting, like, half-assed answer on this, on why realism is overrated. I'm not getting this question answered at all. This is just bullshit. There's nothing to do with this at all. This is clickbait to a fucking most egregious. Like, I might have somebody come into my stream, like right now. They came into my stream and they were like, I love Berserk. This is going to be about Berserk. And you're probably thinking, why isn't he talking about Berserk right now? Well, because I already talked about Berserk. I started my stream with that, and then I transitioned to other things. That's how streaming works. You're not going to just focus on one topic the entire time. You're going to start with the topic and then move through to other topics. This guy never addressed this question at all. What makes manga art better? Never once addresses it. He never brings it up. I mean, it's just like, I have bad takes a lot. That's something I do. I'm a very opinionated person. Sometimes my opinions piss people off. That's who I am. But to come out here and act like I am the overall like genius when it comes to this art style. I am the source. I am the most viable person to it, and then not provide any details that don't contradict each other is fucking retarded. I would have rather you just sat there and a tornado spun in the background. And you're like, that's semen, that's semen, that's semen for the entire 10 minutes and 30 seconds and called the videos come NATO, even though you never say come NATO. I would have been like, yeah, context clues, come NATO. You don't ask this question. You bounce around similar things to this question. You sort of do what makes realism overrated. You sort of address it. You don't explain where realistic art comes from and how this isn't actually, like, it's sort of realistic, but it's still very anime in nature. Like, this is very anime tropey in the art style, the style anyway. It's still grounded in anime. It may be, like, tipping the toe toward realism, but it's not realism in the general sense. You don't look like 100% real people. You're still seeing this in this anime art. I don't know, dude. I don't know. This is trash. But that's all I had for you guys today. Yeah, I think I'm done for the night. I think I've ended the last 2 nights with bad videos. Really bad videos where they just should have deleted their channels. Hey, don't delete your channel, buddy. Just fucking think about what you're making before you make it.